Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, distinguished project managers, business analysts, and PMO stakeholders. Welcome to our highly anticipated webinar on building a high performance PMO strategies for success. If you are a project manager, a business analyst, a PMO leader, or any PMO stakeholders, and curious parties as well, we are delighted to have you all here today representing a diverse group of professionals who play pivotal roles in driving successful projects in ensuring organizational success. In today's rapidly evolving business landscape, the importance of a well structured and efficient project management office cannot be overstated. As project managers, business analysts, and PMO stakeholders, you possess the expertise and the experience that enable organizations to navigate complex challenges, deliver projects on time and within budget, and also drive sustainable growth. During this webinar, we aim to delve deep into the realm of PMO excellence, exploring strategies, best practices, and the latest trends that can empower you to take your PMO to new heights. Whether you are leading a PMO or you're managing projects or contributing to the business analysis process, this session promises to provide valuable insights and practical knowledge that can directly impact your professional journey. Throughout our time together, we will cover a wide range of topics, including learn how PMO setup works, make use of the best practices in PMO and increase the success rate of your projects, increase your visibility and become recognized within your organization in peer circle and more. Together, let's create an environment of collaboration and knowledge sharing, enabling us all to grow and excel in our respective roles. Before we begin this transformative journey, we extend our sincere gratitude to our sponsors and partners whose support has made this webinar possible. Your commitment to the professional development of project managers, business analysts, and PMO stakeholders is truly commendable. Once again, thank you all for joining us today. Get ready to explore the world of PMO excellence, gain actionable strategies, and unlock the full potential of your projects. As we begin this wonderful journey, allow me to introduce the Project Management Office Global Institute, PMO Global. PMO Global is the global body for PMO certifications representing global project management offices, including project, program, and portfolio managers involved in defining, establishing, and running high performing project management offices and across industry sectors. The objective of PMO Global Institute is to make PMO learning available to project professionals across the globe through certifications, events, networking, and hands-on knowledge sharing. PMO Global Institute has about 100 plus members in more than 100 countries, and also they have 70 plus partners in 60 countries. Now, what's the difference between PMO Global Institute and PMI, Project Management Institute? I am a past president of the Project Management Institute Portland chapter. PMI is a global professional association for project management. PMI offers a range of resources, certifications, standards, and networking opportunities for project management professionals. Both associations are associated with project management. PMO GI focuses more on PMO coaching, agile PMO, PMO on demand, e-learning course, and the Certified Baseline PMO framework. I have researched several of these frameworks and I have found the CB-PMO as a successful one when used properly as any other framework. Let's talk about our fast track your PMO learning objective. We will be talking about learn how PMO setup works, increase your visibility, and become recognized within your organization in peer circle. Make use of the best practices in PMO and increase the success rate of your projects and also earn PDUs and also contact hours part of this training. What is PMO? I'm glad you asked. A project management office or PMO is a group consisting of internal and external entities, stakeholders, interest groups, etc., which defines, maintains, and ensures standards for project management to deliver strategic initiatives. A PMO is also what we call it's a gatekeeper of the project management documents, frameworks, governance, policies, and methodologies. Through this discipline, PMO ensure return on investment and increases the chances of successful project outcomes. Depending on the organization's needs and practices, a PMO can be abbreviated into what we call a project management office, a program management office, and also a portfolio management office. Let's dig a little bit deeper in all of those. A project management office has the day-to-day responsibility for supporting and governing short-term initiatives. The services typically focus on collating information, collaboration as well, compliance and training. At a bigger level, at a higher level, if you will, you have the program management office. The program management office tends to support one or more large initiatives. A program encompasses several different projects. Often programs are enterprise-wide. They impact large areas of the organization. If it also focuses on guiding the transformation, governance, and also coordination of initiatives. At the higher level, you have the portfolio management office. A portfolio management office is much more strategic in nature and long term. Its role is to craft a portfolio of programs, projects, which could take the organization forward. Therefore, its role, functions, and activities tend to be very strategic in terms of identifying and selecting the right projects, the right programs, ensuring that the whole infrastructure is there to support them and also to help them succeed. This strategic planning and coordination of projects and programs are at the highest level. The portfolio management office interacts at the organizational highest tier to bring about the strategic plan. The way I always look at it is this: if we're to take an analogy, consider your house. The plan to build your house will be at the portfolio level because your house is made of multiple rooms. The rooms, the plan you have to build every single room will form part of your program because you have the portfolio that has the whole house, you have your program that has different rooms, and you have the projects on how you're going to paint each room. Whatever you're going to do in any single room falls under the project management. So this is how you can break it down. Project management office, support function, training, compliance, short-term initiatives, status reporting. Program management office, transformation, governance and coordination, one or more large initiatives. Portfolio management, strategic planning, governance and tracking, larger initiatives. Through my research, I discovered there are so many different types of PMOs. There are many of them, ranging from supportive to controlling. These include project support offices, project coordination offices, project control offices, and enterprise PMOs that oversee multiple projects in portfolios. Now, let me deep down a little bit with the different ones that I mentioned at the top, ranging from supportive to controlling. A supportive PMO offers project expertise, standard processes, templates, tools, and techniques. This group of people that forms the PMO, they are here to support the project managers, the business analysts, the business managers. They are in a supportive function. You have a controlling PMO that displays stronger discipline on all project activities, methods, procedures, documentation. If you were to begin a PMO in an organization, most likely that PMO at its infancy should be really controlling because we want to make sure everybody follows the rules. Everybody is doing things according to the requirements that have been established. You also have the PMO that could be directive, provide guidance, the controls, and directly manages projects. Some organizations, the PMO really is where the project managers come from to manage projects, where some other organizations, the project managers, the PMO sits with the CEO group that really with the chief operation officers that really helps the project managers making sure things are being done the right way. So in many organizations, PMO blends approaches and responsibilities with each organization assigning its PMO a name they think fits and blends the responsibilities and activities it will fulfill. They were often driven by the needs and the preferences of the senior practitioner within the program or the project management community. And of course, also, and most of the time, by the senior managers and leaders within the organization. PMO face challenges. Organizations face several pinpoints that really shows up and that really, in many instances, really hold their project management offices back. Some of those pinpoints have to do with lack of strategic alignment. When the PMO's activities and projects are not aligned with their organization's strategic objectives, it can hinder overall success. Now the question will be, what how in the world would you have a PMO that is not in alignment to deliver what the organization wants to deliver? This most of the time has to do with the leadership issue where the information does not flow from the top of the house to really the front level managers or the front level units. You have lack of standardization. The whole purpose of the PMO is really to create standardization. So inconsistent project management methodologies, templates, and processes across the organization will impede collaboration and really knowledge sharing will not happen. So if this is happening while you have a PMO, therefore the PMO is not functioning very well. You have inadequate resource management. Again, that's the whole of the PMO office to make sure one project does not have, it's not doing more with less, while another project has a lot of resources and not delivering anything. You have inconsistent project governance. Those are although some additional pinpoints. A PMO, if you're encountering this, you need a PMO. If project governance practices are inconsistent or poorly defined, it can result in conflicting processes, decision-making delays, and increased project rates. You need a PMO. Siloed project teams. Yes, project teams are not working together. These organization pinpoints really require a PMO. And if you have a PMO and you're still facing those issues, then it's time to stop and reevaluate what in the world the PMO is doing. Limited visibility in reporting. You need a PMO to really become a centralized location to capture all project status, all project reporting, and make those available, visible to everyone. Because what may be happening in project A will definitely impact program X, right? However, what's happening in project P or OQR, whatever, may impact program Z, but also may have some interdependency with program A. If an organization does not have that visibility, that view to really see what's happening, then you will have problems. And usually those are your organizational pain points. Insufficient project prioritization, poor stakeholder engagement, and resistance to change. These pain points can vary depending on the organization size, the industry, and the maturity in project management practices. Addressing these challenges may involve implementing a PMO. And the goal of the PMO will be to standardize processes, enhance communication, and stakeholder engagement, establishing clear project governance frameworks, investing in project management training, and aligning the PMO activities with the organization's strategic goals so that everybody in the organization can really understand why they are doing what they are doing. Again, everybody will then understand why they are doing what they are doing. All right. Nonetheless, you do find out organizations that have PMO, they're not delivering the value. 46% is the number of PMO directors that the organization does not understand the value of project management. Now, this has nothing to do with the PMO, right? Because if the organization does not understand the value of project management, they will not empower the PMO to do its job. Contrary to that, I will argue if the PMO does not show its value, then organization leaders will not see the value of project management, the chicken and the egg. So if you are a PMO director, it is really your responsibility to sell the value of the PMO to your organization. It is. You also have 68% of stakeholders perceive their PMO as bureaucratic. And for me, I ask the question, why is that? Why is your PMO happens to be bureaucratic and if you're part of the PMO, then something is wrong? My friends, these are facts. And we are here today to provide you with some knowledge, some training, so you can overcome those facts. Don't take my word for it. There are so many myths out there about PMOs. And if you are in a PMO right now, you're asking yourself, this is a tough battle, right? But do not lose hope. There are so many myths about PMO. You have PMOs only add bureaucracy because I want to do this and the PMO is holding me back. If you're thinking that way, allow me to say, in some instances, that may be correct. But in most instances, allow me to state this. It may be you are thinking too small. You are thinking at a 30-degree where you only worry about your project. The PMO is there to think about it's a 360-degree thinking, meaning they're not only worried about your slice of the project, they're worrying about the whole pie. Okay. So if you think the PMO is bureaucratic, and it could add bureaucracy that may not be valuable for your project, right? And this is why organizations need to address the notion that PMO are not only for large organizations, not only for large projects, you can scale it down to small projects. And the governance structure and the frameworks that you have should be able to identify what's required for large projects, what's required for medium projects, and what is required for small projects. Because PMOs are there to provide the guidance. And the notion that PMO are solely responsible for project success, that's really not the truth. Because you have so many components, which we will view later, that contribute to the success of a PMO. If you have people in the PMO who think that PMO add bureaucracy to what they do, you are facing resistance. If you are in an organization that believes PMO are only for IT projects, you are facing resistance. If you are in a PMO and people think that the PMO can guarantee project success, you are in some trouble. Because although PMO contributes to the project success, to the expertise and support, they cannot guarantee success. The front line is still responsible for success. There are so many numerous factors that influence project outcomes, including teamwork, effective communications, and external influences. As a matter of fact, many organizations that I mentioned earlier that face those pain points, many of them do not have PMOs. So PMO is not what is contributing to your failure. So once you add the PMO, you cannot just add the PMO and let it run and think things are going to work. No, you still have to integrate the PMO in your practices, in your culture. And if you believe that PMOs are cost centers, not value generators, PMOs create rigid processes, yes, in many of those instances, yes. But these myths often arise due to misconceptions or limited understanding of the PMO's roles and capabilities. If you're thinking in that way, PMO directors, if you have stakeholders who embrace those thoughts, it is time you send them to some PMO training so they learn how to do it the right way. It is important to recognize the true value that PMOs bring to organizations and dispel these misconceptions to leverage the full potential of effective project management practices. Now, why do you think PMOs fail? It is a fact. PMO do fail. And I will try to summarize some of the reasons for you because 75%, according to PMI library, 75% PMOs fail within 3 years. Very similar to creating a small business, right? Now, does that have to do to some kind of training? Do people just decide and say, okay, let's create a PMO. We're going to tell project managers, do this, do this, do this. And the people who are in the PMO are not project managers themselves, and many of them may not even have project management training. So it is really challenging to take people who runs reports, people who do not have leadership acumen, business acumen, for these people to tell project managers what to do and not understanding why project managers do what project managers do and business analysts, right? I mean, think about it. Why? Why? Why do PMOs fail? Here are some reasons. Lack of executive support. Lack of executive support. If you're a PMO directors right now, you need to have the support of your executive. And if it's not, shame on you. That means you're not selling it very well, plain and simple. Because why did they bring you to begin with? Unless politics is involved, yes, we understand that. But without support and buy-in from top level executives, the PMO will face challenges in securing resources, implementing changes, and gaining organizational alignment. And without this support, it's going to be hard to have some governance structure. How are you going to create your toll gate? Who's going to be sitting in your change advisory board? Who's going to do that? If you do not have executive support, you do not have effective governance structure, you can forget about stakeholder engagement. And if you fail to engage and communicate effectively with stakeholders, including project teams, sponsors, and senior management, how do you think you're going to run the PMO? You are certain to face resistance, misalignment, and decreased support for the PMO. It's guaranteed. Okay, probably 5%, 5% may make it through, but it's going to be a tough battle because once you have executive support, you have the right governance structure, you have the adequate stakeholder engagement, you're more likely to align the PMO objective to the strategic vision of the organization. You're more likely to have project management with expertise, and you're not hiring anybody, you're not promoting a great team member to project management position and expect them for them to deliver when they do not have project management experience in project management training. You must have project management professionals doing your projects. I am not saying you must have PMP to deliver projects. All I'm saying here is if you have great project managers, they should have their PMP, right? And if you have these people trained in the front line, you also need to staff the support team to help them out. It's like saying you have a bunch of pilots and people in the tower don't know anything about airplane and you expect them to get those pilots. Think about it. That is the closest analogy that I can think of, right? Lack of measurable metrics. Those are the reasons why PMO fail. Inadequate integration with the organization, failure to adapt and evolve. Some groups are there like, it's a social club. But if that's the case, you are going to fail. So addressing these potential failure points involves securing exactly what we just mentioned, what you have on the screen. Get the executives on board, right? You do that and you increase your likelihood for your PMO to be successful. Now, the session benefits today, want to bring to your attention, we will be talking very soon about the Certified Baseline PMO framework, and that's going to be available to all participants. You will be able to download this slide and, of course, review this webinar at your leisure. You will have access to the largest PMO community. And once we offer opportunity to sign up for our training, if you sign up, upon signing up, you'll have a full year PMO Global Institute membership access and also discount on the PMO certification program that we have coming up and that we have coming up in July. So let's move forward. What is PMO? I submit to you, my friends, an approach that you can implement, and it's not going to be hard to remember because the approach is also PMO. And it stands for the following. The PMO approach can summarize by three key elements. We have the purpose, we have the measure, and we have optimization. Purpose, measure, and optimize. Purpose. The purpose of a PMO is to provide a structured and standardized framework for managing projects within an organization. It serves as the central hub for project management expertise, best practices, and governance. Think about it. Without a PMO, each time you onboard a project manager, somebody has to tell this project manager what to do, how to do, what to do within your organization. Because the way I manage project in organization A does not mean that's the way I manage project in organization B. Now, the skill set, the leadership skill is maybe I would say independent of my environment. Nonetheless, there how we do things has some dependency on the environment. So the PMO is set up to provide guidance to project managers to make sure everything is done according to certain structure, processes, and policies and procedures, right? However, doing that is not enough. It is not enough if you do not have what we call measurement. You have to measure what you're doing. And to effectively manage projects, my friends, the PMO employs measurement mechanism to assess the project performance, track progress, and monitor key metrics. Because by establishing clear and relevant performance indicators, the PMO can objectively measure project success, identify areas for improvement, and make informed decision. It is no longer it is no longer depend on a project stakeholder to say, hey, this project was a failure. Yes, people go around and say that. Nonetheless, we have the project charter to measure success. And the PMO should be able to manage the reporting of those projects to the deliverables of what the project was supposed to do. Now, let's say you establish the purpose, you have the mechanism to monitor, to measure the PMO, progress to measure the project success, you have to optimize. You cannot stay there. You have to optimize. And the optimization aspect of the PMO approach involves continuously improving project management practices and processes. You have waterfall methodologies, you have agile methodologies, and now we have artificial intelligence tools that pretty much it would be disrupting what we are doing. And a PMO cannot be static facing AI developing tools these days and remain static to the way we do business. No, you have to evolve. You have to seek to optimize project delivery constantly through ongoing optimization efforts. You must aim to drive consistency, increase success rates, and maximize your organization return on investment. This is by doing that you will transform the perspective or the reputation of your PMO from being a cost center to value generation. And by following the PMO approach, my friend, the PMO will establish a clear purpose for its existence. It will implement measurement mechanism to assess project performance, and it will take your PMO from the current century to the next one, from the fourth industrial revolution to the fifth industrial revolution because PMO has value. And the value of the PMO, we have alignment with organizational strategy and strategy, standardized processes and methodologies, enhanced visibility in reporting, knowledge sharing and lessons learned, enhanced project governance and control, continuous improvements and innovation, increased project success rates. All of these fall under the value, and every single one of them, I can have coffee with you and tell you exactly for every single one of them how they matter. You do them, you get value. So somebody is saying your PMO is a cost center. The answer is yes, but also your PMO is a value generation because you can enhance project success rate with your PMO, with the project management practices by ensuring proper planning, risk management, communication, and monitoring throughout the project lifecycle. You can ensure the majority of your projects do what they said they're gonna do with the people they said they're gonna do it with, and when they said they were going to do it. And these values demonstrate how APMO can contribute to the bottom line, the success of projects, and the overall organization by establishing standards. Now, some very important key performance indicators that I believe that every PMO stakeholder should be aware of. You have the overall KPI that stands to the assess all of the metrics. You have the budget that deal with forecast and actuals. We have scheduling, end dates versus projected. You have the human resources, scope, risk issues. None of these KPIs should be unfamiliar to project managers. None of them. Looking at it from overall to issues, nothing here is should be unfamiliar to project managers. The difference is, as you do this for one project, if you do not pay attention for all the other projects, that's when you have issues. Now, by having some oversights on all your projects and having all those measurements, you can take money from one bucket, add it to another bucket, move resources from here, add it to there, and you run your organization very lean, very, very lean. And you can take resources who are good in some areas when your organization, sometimes organizations have to deal with projects that they did not even plan. Some projects are very technical, very strategic, and they require a SWAT team. How are you going to know in your organization who is who if everybody works in their little silo and you don't have a view on who your best person in the organization is? How are you going to do that? You may have a way, I just don't know what that way is. So, want to bring to your attention, we have the PMO guidebook. Most of the most of the component of this webinar that I'm sharing with you has to do, first of all, with the research that I have performed by talking to a lot of PMO stakeholders, and also this presentation includes a lot of scholarly research papers, and last but not least, the PMO guidebook as well. In addition to that, you have my long experience dealing with projects, program portfolios, and PMOs that I'm bringing to this presentation for you. And I'm recommending this book to really provide you with a reference when you're dealing with PMO on what to do. And the training that I'm presenting to you today, hopefully, will provide you with that little glimpse of what you should be doing if you're not doing, or affirm what you're doing, you should keep be doing it, right? Therefore, I'm presenting to you the structure of the certified baseline PMO framework that has four major pillars. You have the foundation layer, you have the executable layer, you have the supporting layer, and you have the leadership and sponsorship layer. These are fundamental to the success of PMO, and they represent what we call the Certified Baseline PMO framework developed by the PMO Global Institute. You use this framework, it will provide you with guidance for all levels in an organization. As a result, organizations will get greater alignment and visibility, improves business results with a quick turnaround time, improve quality, and increase predictability. Now, I am not showing you this framework for you to just take it blindly, implement it, and say, where are my results? What I'm saying here, some of the components in this framework will be applicable to your organization. You will get those results. Some components in this framework may not be applicable to your organization, just like the PMBOK. For some projects, some of the PMBOK, those of you who are project managers professional will understand the term that I'm using. The PMBOK comes with the tailoring, which is an interesting component that PMI has adopted. Meaning, as a project manager, as a professional project manager, when I get into an organization, I don't apply everything. I apply common sense, right? Common sense. And common sense starts with the foundation layer. By the way, what you're seeing on the screen, this is the whole framework. By the way, this whole framework is available. I will share it with everybody at the end of the webinar. The foundation layer, and I provide you with different view for it. This is the layer that assesses the current condition of your PMO and develop the roadmap to achieve the ultimate goal. You have a scenario one where you may not have a PMO, you have no idea what you're doing, right? Hey, it's the fact. You have scenario B, you have a PMO, okay, you have a group of people together and you call them a PMO and they don't have any idea what they're doing. You have scenario C where you have experienced people guiding everything for you, doing everything for you, call themselves a PMO, and they're doing the right job. All they need is some optimization to really get it to the right level so they can build some structure processes to train other people. You need a foundation layer. To assess the current state of your PMO, a quick health check is recommended. Based on the findings of the health check report, we may go for a detailed level PMO maturity assessment. Once the pulse check, maturity assessment, and analysis and defining PMO functions are completed, it is advisable to define the PMO roadmap and encapsulates the findings and facts from the activities mentioned above. You then fall to what I call a PMO charter. A PMO charter contains the list of services, right? The list of offerings and the supporting commitment from the organization, such as funding, resources, and sponsorship. Next, we have the executable layer. That is what you're looking at on the screen. This is where the action happens, my friend. So the foundation layer, you will be working instead of the foundation layer. Most people may not see what you're doing because it's foundational. Now you will be doing something. And the executable layer, as the PMO roadmap and charter have been created, right? You will identify a list of policies that should be developed to support or develop or I would say adjusted to support the execution of the roadmap. It is preferred to start with the proof of concept. Many of us know that. We don't just jump in and get things done. You must have a proof of concept to establish a PMO rather than start with a full scale matured PMO. The majority of the PMO fails due to overestimated commitment to the organization. Now, it's better to conduct a trial run by empowering a POC and find the appropriate model that fits and addresses the organizational needs. That's what the POC is for. It's not to take the framework and throw it and see what sticks. No, take a surgical approach. Get a small project, do a POC for the PMO so that you can identify what model fits the roles, competencies that are required for serving the needs of the PMO functionality. The next one, the supporting layer, are the activities that are combined together to serve the purpose of the PMO. Team structure of the PMO that focuses on team skills and competency assessment. Use of the proper digital PMO technology tools to establish visibility and transparency in the PMO. The supporting layer is where you ensure that the needs of the stakeholders are addressed by proper stakeholder management and engagement strategies. and a list of methods and artifacts will support the foundation and the execution process, right? To maintain those standards. So the overall structure of the PMO can be based on the agile philosophy so that the PMO team can be adaptable and flexible to take feedback and improve on a continuous basis. My friend, that is the supporting layer of the PMO. And I provided you different views of those layers so you can adapt them. Feel free to use them as you see fit. Last but not least, we have the leadership layer. And the leadership layer, according to most research, this is where PMO goes to fail. PMO fails due to a lack of effective role played by the PMO leadership. Within the growing demand for PMO, the need to develop skills needed for the leadership team of the PMO has become, I would say, very important. And some leaders may not understand what it means to be a sponsor for the PMO. They may not grasp the severity of what we refer to emotional intelligence. So the skills and characteristics of the PMO leader are one of the primary focus of this framework. To be honest with you, all PMO leaders, this is a call to all PMO leaders and directors. You must take some PMO training. I'm not saying to take the training that I'm offering. I'm not saying to buy the PMO guidebook. All I'm saying is, man, do some reading. Educate yourself on PMOs. Seriously, because you cannot give what you don't have. Okay, and it's okay. It's okay not to know. I mean, nobody was born with that knowledge, right? Because a skilled PMO leader can act as a catalyst for nurturing the success of a PMO. Without focused PMO leadership, a PMO will struggle with its identity and its role in the parent organization. It is important to set the expectation from the PMO leadership group and get the executive sponsorship throughout the life cycle of the PMO. My friend, the head cannot be in darkness. You're going to ask the body to be in the light. It starts from the top. It starts from the top. It starts with emotional intelligence that plays such a vital role in improving the success of any PMO leadership group. So if you're PMO directors, if you are in the C-suite and you do not value the what the PMO brings to the table, do not wonder why PMO fails. Because, my friend, you hold some responsibilities in the success of your PMO. I would like to, as we outlined for the leadership play for the leadership layer, you have the PMO leadership, executive sponsorship, and also emotional intelligence. And again, this is the whole framework make it available to you. I would like to personally express my deepest appreciation for you attending this webinar, or if you're watching the recording. I try not to modify anything from it, or I will not modify anything from it, as we continuously strive to improve our offerings and ensure they meet your needs. I kindly request a few moments of your time to provide some feedback through a short survey. Your valuable insights will enable me to enhance future webinars and also tailor our content to better serve you. We will also invite some of you to come in to share with us your experiences with your PMO. To access the survey, please use the code CB-PMO when prompted. Your feedback is instrumental in shaping our future events, and we greatly value your input. Your responses will remain anonymous. I'm a scholar, so I do a lot of surveys, and I really value the anonymity of the respondents for on my surveys, and also to keep them confidential. The survey will only take a few minutes to complete. I sincerely thank you in advance for your participation in the survey, because your contribution will help us deliver even more impactful webinars and valuable content to the project management, business analyst, and also the PMO community. We do have a training coming up. It's a virtual training for the Certified Baseline PMO Consultant training program. Some of you may want to be a consultant where you take your game to the next level. If you're a project manager, business analyst, you've been doing this for a long time, this training can help you now to help PMOs establish very well. If you do not have a knowledge of PMO, this training is also available to you. If any PMO stakeholders on July 22nd, 23rd, 29th, 30th, those 21 hours, I will be leading the training, and feel free to sign up early because we do have a discount that's also going on. For the exam eligibility to be certified, there are some requirements. There's the 21 hours of the CB-PMO training, which we will be doing. We will get into everything that I just showed you. We will get into details on all of them, right? And also to be certified as a consultant, you need to have a bachelor degree with about 7,500 hours of leading and directing project management experiences. So there are two components here. There's the training of the PMO itself, and there is the exam to become a consultant. In other words, it's very similar to saying I can take training for project management, or I can take the exam to become a PMP. To take the 21-hour training, everybody can take it. You don't need, there's not really requirements to take it. What it does, it provides you additional knowledge in project management, although it helps if you're in the project management area so you can be familiar with what we'll be discussing. However, if you want to be certified, you need to have the experience in the experience in project management. All right. Some people ask me, Jimmy, why are you doing this? My friend, let me tell you this. I have been in the financial and technology world for more than 25 years. I have seen the way projects, programs, portfolio work. There is this dilemma trying to identify when projects do not go well, who to blame. You have people saying it's project management, and you have people saying because project managers saying because I don't have support. And I believe it's both. You need project managers and you need the support. I will go back to the analogy of pilots flying airplanes. You need to have great pilots flying the airplane, but you also need to have the tower to really guide them. And if you don't have one or the other, you may make it, but you're not gonna get there. Definitely, you need to have great pilot to get in a plane up and down, but you also need to have the tower qualified people there to really guide the pilot. It really goes together. And I have done a lot of research, and my conclusion so far has been there is a consensus. The concept of PMO is here to stay, although it's still under development for many industries in the US because organizations do it so differently. This is why this training is really so important because you standardize the perception of PMO. The needs, the industry, the organization and its needs determine the responsibilities required of the PMO. The training provides you with the menu, your organization select which one is applicable to it. The organization and its needs determine the benefits that the PMO provides to the organization. It's not a question whether PMO provides benefits, it's a question which benefits your organization will take from the PMO. And organizations form their PMOs based on what are they trying to solve. Yes, in order for you to have the PMO, you need to ask yourself the question, what are we trying to solve? I mean, think about it. You do not need the same rigor for all projects. A project that's probably a $5,000 project will not require the same rigor as a $500 million project. Let's be honest, right? You do not need a great structure to build a chicken coop. You definitely need one to build a skyrise. If not, good luck. And that is not good steward of your company's resources. And last but not least, one size does not fit all. There is a no one size fits all set of responsibility for PMO, and everybody agrees. Everybody agrees on that, and I am very thankful that I was able to get that from all the surveys, from all the people that I talked to. Once again, I extend my gratitude for being a part, for you being a part of our webinar, and I look forward to your feedback. Together, let's continue to advance PMO excellence and drive success in project management. Thank you and best regards.